Yes, dear students, as I told you about Agatha Christie, she is Agatha Christie. She is called the Queen of Crime. And in this chapter, we are going to read more about Agatha Christie. Okay, she has written 77 detective novels and stories that has been translated into every language of the world. Who is she? Now you all know. She is Agatha Christie. Let's continue. My literary activities at this period seem curiously vague in my memory. I don't think even then that I considered myself a bona fide author. I wrote things, yes, books and stories. They were published, and I was beginning to accustom myself to the fact that I could count upon them as a definite source of income. In the second paragraph, what she is saying that she was not sure. Vague means uncertain. Uncertain means not sure. She was not sure about her literary activities. Right, literary activities means all the focus is on all the four language skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So she said, my literary activities at this period seem curiously unsure in my memory. I don't even think that I considered myself a bona fide author. Bona fide is genuine. Bona fide means genuine. Okay, so she don't even think herself as a bona fide author. Yes, she said I wrote things. She wrote stories and books. They were published also, and she was beginning to accept herself to the fact that she could count upon them as a definite source of income. That she was writing books and stories. They were published also, and she was accepting the fact that she's after writing she could count that as a source of income. But never I was filling in a form and came to the line asking for occupation. Would it have occurred to me to fill it with anything but the time honored married woman? I was a married woman, that was my status, and that was my occupation. As a sideline, I wrote books. I never approached my writing, my dubbing it with the grand name of career. I would have thought it ridiculous. So, what she said in the beginnings, she said that she was not sure about her literary activities. Even then, she uh, don't consider herself as a genuine author. But yes, when she wrote books and stories, they got published. She was starting to accept herself as a fact that she could count as upon them as a source of income, that whatever the books are publishing and after whatever the profit is there, she could count that in the form of a income. But never she was filling in a form and came to line asking for occupation. Even after writing the books and stories, she never opted for any occupation. Occupation here indicates job. Okay, and that with the time she was honored as a married woman. Now she was a married woman. As a sideline, as a time pass, she wrote books, but she never approached her writing with the grand name of career. Okay, then according to her, it she was writing books and stories for her as a hobby only. She was not opting it as a in the form of a career. Okay, according to her, she is just enjoying her married life with her kids, but and as a hobby she was writing books and stories. My mother-in-law could not understand this. You write so well, Agatha dear, because you write so well, surely you ought to write something well more serious. I found it difficult to explain to her, and indeed I did not really try, that my writing was for entertainment. As I told you, that she wrote books and stories as a time pass, or as a, you can say, for entertainment. But her mother-in-law wanted her to write something more serious, as she writes so well. Okay, as according to her, she writes so well, so she suggested her to write something more serious. But she found it difficult to explain it to her mother in law that she was writing for entertainment only. I wanted to be a good detective story writer. Yes, as indeed by this time I was conceited enough to think that I was a good detective story writer. Some of my books satisfied and pleased me. They never pleased me entirely, of course, because I don't suppose that is what one ever achieves. Nothing turns out quite in the way you thought it would when you are sketching out notes for the first chapter or walking about, muttering to yourself and seeing a story unroll.